Good morning, everybody. I am Dana. I am the owner of Hardenbrook Hardwoods. We make hardwood gifts that we then engrave with personal messages, names, dates, also brands and logos for corporate clients. I'm going to start showing you a little bit about what we do, how we do it, why we create what we create. Today we're going to start with a quick tour of the shop. I'm going to show you a little bit of the tooling that we use and where we create everything. So follow me real quick. So we're quickly going into our office / showroom. This gives you a little bit of an idea of what we make. Just different styles, sizes, thicknesses of cutting boards. Some that are just one species of wood, like walnut, maple, or cherry. Our unique style that has some thin strips and a little bit more artistic boards, plaid, tartan style. Here's an end grain butcher block. This shows a little bit of the engraving we can do. This one has a knife inset into the board with magnets on the backside to hold it in place. That's our Three Sisters chef board. Three Sisters are the North, Middle, and South Sisters here in Central Oregon that we get to see every day in our backyard. And just a few other items. We'll get into more of these items in the weeks and months going forward. One of our favorite products is our beautiful pizza paddle, pizza peel, walnut with a bird's eye maple handle. So this is kind of where we're at. Book from one of our clients about gifting and relationships in the corporate world. Let's see. So we're heading into the shop a little bit. We got a couple of big orders going out next couple days. About, I think, 32 in that one, 62 in this one. We'll get back to our shipping area in a bit. Going to head to the back. We're going to show you some of the wood that we use. So we are located in Redmond, Oregon, which is a very dry climate. We get our wood from Portland, which is a very wet climate. So we get the wood delivered. It sits here to acclimate for a few weeks, dry a little bit, try and get any of the twisting and bowing out of the woods ahead of time before we cut it. We use more black walnut than anything. We use more walnut than everything combined. And as you can see, these front two boards are extremely bowed, so we have to cut those down to some shorter lengths. So we use a lot of walnut, sapele or sapele. It's a dark, rich brown. Cherry, which can be more pinkish color, and maple, very white colored. A lot of bird's eye maple. We'll get into the bird's eye some other day. Different thicknesses. This is our other wood rack here. So from there, we need to cut down the wood. But first off, I want to show you, this is a piece of walnut we get. You can still see a lot of marks from the sawmill processing, where they process it at. Saw marks, checks, and cracks. So, you know, the edge is still rough. So we need to cut those down and then get the wood to what we call S4S, that surfaced four sides. And that makes it parallel, the top to the bottom and the edge to this edge. So they're parallel to each other. They can glue up without any gaps. So we take that raw wood and then we get it to this point before we glue up. So with that, then we have to cut to length. We oversize our cuts to begin with. And then we use our jointer. The jointer is from Grizzly, 12 inches wide. This thing is an amazing machine. This flattens one side, or one side, let's say the wide edge of the piece. Then we take it to the planer, and then that flattens the opposite side that we just flattened on the jointer, so that we can get them parallel. So we go from jointer to planer, and then typically we come back to the jointer and do one of the narrow edges. And then from there, we'll take that jointed edge and we run it along the fence for the table saw, and then make the other edge parallel. We'll explain this a little bit more in in-depth videos going forward. This is our amazing saw stop table saw. It has the safety technology that if you were to touch that blade while it's spinning, it will shut off essentially. The blade will drop down into a break and your finger won't get chopped off. So once we get all of our pieces cut, one of our other incredible machines is the clamp machine. So this thing, instead of us using all of the old school hand clamps, the pipe clamps, this machine allows us to put all of our pieces into these clamps here. Use this right here to bring this down and clamp everything. This entire apparatus rotates so that we can fill this entire thing. This saves a lot of stress on our backs, our wrists, our hands. This will be a really fun video when we get to make this in the future here. From there, before I forget, you can see all of the piping for our dust collection. Dust collection is key in a wood shop. One, keep everything clean, but also help keep a lot of the dust from entering our lungs. Granted, it is a wood shop. We are going to have some of that no matter what, but we try and minimize it as much as we can. We do need to clean our filters here. We have a lot of external dust on them. Right behind there, you can't see it very well right now, but all of that, all the dust and chips go up into that cyclone in the back, and then there's a rolling trash can back there. And then we have about 5 or 6 of those. So once we get all of our pieces out of the clamp machine, then we'll take them over to the sander. It's a 37-inch wide sander, so it'll hold, or we can sand 36-inch pieces, like for a countertop, butcher block, island top, things like that. This sander has 2 belts. So we also have 3 other belts up here. So we start out with the 36 and 80, and then we'll change the 36 to a 60, and then we'll finish it out with a 120 and a 150. Well, again, we'll explain some of these things as we progress along. And then we will cut them to overall length and size, width. And then on some of them, we'll come over here to the router table, use the sled, shape the ends to give it a curve. This will give a bevel on the bottom. You can see that 45-degree bevel or chamfer bit. That thing's a beast. And then we'll put the products onto the shelf. So the shelf has what we keep in stock. We've got a few shelves here. So like this board here is one of our serving boards. You can see the holes for the handles on the ends. So if somebody orders this exact board, we can pull it off the shelf, we can engrave it, and then we can get it out within a couple of days. So that shows a few things that we have on the shelf. Quickly, these are some fun products we're making right now. Not everyday items that we'll have for sale. These are just fun items that we made out of scrap. This one here, we haven't finished yet. I'm deciding on if it's going to have maybe some purple heart in the center, maybe some orange colored Paduke, or maybe we do a mirror in the center and it'll just go on a wall. If you have any ideas, let us know. Appreciate that. There's our spare CNC machine. The wood glue we use for cutting boards is going to be Titebond 3. Titebond 3 is water resistant and it's food safe. For some of the countertops and things that do not come in contact with food, we'll use Titebond 1 or 2, different applications. Some of the other items we have on the shelves are our butcher blocks, end grain butcher blocks. That's walnut and cherry right there. These are all walnut up here. Some of our other fun multi-wood boards. Then once from the shelf, once an order comes in, we will run them through V-carve, vectoric V-carve, so that we can create the engraving. This is one of our CNC routers. It's got a water-cooled spindle. And this is one of our lasers. Or back to the CNC machine. Here's a number of the different bits that we use. A number of different end mills and bits, so we can create the engraving or the grooves that we do. This is a 100-watt CNC laser. This burns the logo or names or messages that we put in there. So 2 different kinds of applications. This is an older machine, but it's still running great for us. That's a backup machine. That's a 20-watt diode machine in there. We don't really use that unless this one breaks down, which it did once. So that one saved us. We're really happy we had that on hand. A couple of other products. We've got some mini cornhole boards that we're going to start making. These are basically quarter size. These are 1 foot by 2 foot instead of 2 foot by 4 foot. These are easy to carry around. You can put them in your camper van, your RV, your trailers for camping. This is a walnut set. It's got stripes of the sapwood going down through there. These are cherry, and then the frames will be either cherry or walnut. These are some stands for a client of ours for one of their fundraising events. It'll hold a sword in there. It's for the Scotch golf tournament. Once things are engraved, we will bring them over here to the sanding station where we do some final sanding with the Mirka random orbital sanders. That's that guy right there. These things are great. Minimal vibration, which is great for our hands and wrists. And then we finish them out with some food grade mineral oil and then the butcher block conditioner, which is the mineral oil and a blend of waxes. So this is where we finish sand. Another dust filter up above because we create a lot of dust over in this area. Back here is where we apply the oils and the waxes and then let them sit in the drying rack. And then we would go over to our shipping area. This is our rolling rack with some of the different boxes that we use. We have quite a few different sizes. And then these are some of the boxes that are already ready to go out in the next couple days. Over here is where we would put the rubber feet onto the underside of the board. We'll tell you a little bit more about why we put feet on them. And then with each cutting board and butcher block, we provide a sample of the Howard's Butcher Block Conditioner and a card that shows how to care for the boards. You cannot put these in the dishwasher. You have to wash them by hand and occasionally apply some of the conditioner. And then we can run them through the computer for the FedEx shipping label if they're being shipped out. But that's kind of our shop. Here's a quick overview. There's so much more that we can get into, and we'll do that in the future. We hope you keep coming back and checking us out and learning more about what we create and why. Learn about my woodworking experience and the great team that we have working here. There's some more of the oil and conditioner. We also do countertops, butcher block tops. We love freestanding island tops for butcher block. Those are fun to make, a good eye-catching piece in your home. And then from there, it's kind of our beautiful Central Oregon landscape at the moment. Nice, somewhat cloudy day. So, thank you. We appreciate you watching and joining us, and I will keep creating some more videos over time, and we'll chat with you soon. Thanks.